Hello guys, welcome. This is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com, and in this tutorial we are going to take a look at another interview question, and the question is, in this code that is given below, what is the significance of this? So these three dots that you see here, these three dots represent variable arguments, and basically with one method definition, this particular method can handle a method call with two parameters of the type string. The same method can be called with three parameters of the type string, and the same method can be called with an array of string values. Okay, so basically this ability to provide is a feature called varargs, which means variable arguments, and this was introduced in Java 5. The function having this, basically this particular dot indicates that it can receive multiple arguments of the data type strings. It doesn't have to be fixed. It is not saying that only two arguments can be passed. Otherwise, if you didn't have the concept of this, then what will happen is, in order to call all these three methods, you need method overloading, one with taking in two string. Then you need to take it another method which takes in about three string parameters, and then you need another one which takes in an array of the parameters of the type string. Instead of declaring three different methods, instead of defining three methods, you can achieve all that with just one method, which is using variable arguments. So instead of creating three separate methods in order to handle this, and this, we end up creating only one method which takes in of the type variable arguments. And this one, the foobar method, can be called in multiple ways, and we can still have one method to process the data. So this is an example of variable arguments, and this concept was introduced in Java 5. So let's go ahead and take a look at our example here. So the first thing is, I've created a class which is called varargs example, and inside of this I have declared a method called fun, which has the return type of void, and it takes a variable argument list of type integer, and the name of the parameter is a. And inside of this, first thing you're doing is you're printing the how many a's are there. Means it can be called with one parameter, it can be called with two parameters, it can be called with n number of parameters. So we are checking the list, how many are there that we are passing. And then what we're doing is we're using this enhanced for loop, and we are going over that list of a. Okay, and then we are printing the value of a. Okay, how many are there, and then that's it. And then what we have is we have a main method, and we are calling this fun method first with one parameter of the type integer, and then we are calling the same fun method with four parameters of the type integer, and then we are calling fun method with no parameters. Okay, which is going to be no parameters are there, zero parameters. Okay, so now what will happen is, the first time when we call with the 100, then the length is going to be what? 1, and what will get printed on the screen? 100. Then for this one, what will happen is the length is going to be 4, and what will get printed on the screen? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the fourth one, which is length is going to be 0, and nothing is going to get printed on the screen because there is no elements in this one. Okay, and let's go ahead and run as Java application. So if you scroll down here, you can see what got printed. The number of arguments was 1 in 100, and that 100 got printed. Then number of arguments were 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 got printed, and then you have number of arguments was 0 because we are not passing anything. Right now here, if you pass about let's say you're passing 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, then what will happen is the number of arguments are 5, and then what will be printed on the screen? 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Okay, now run as Java application, and this is what's going to get printed. So first is the same, one argument, then you have 4 arguments, and then here you have 5 arguments, and these are the list of the arguments. So with one method definition, you are handling all these three method calls. So this is an example of variable arguments.